In each case, white public speculation have resulted, especially around the actual causes of the respective tragedies. In citing situations like those as being disturbing, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has asked Commissioner of Police Major Anthony Anderson to provide him with a report identifying the factors and trends that are associated with police officers who have reportedly opted to kill close family members and in some instances themselves. It's always disturbing to me, and I have asked the Commissioner of Police to give me a report so that we could determine trends and identify traits that could help early intervention, because we have seen in previous years where police officers have taken their own lives and the lives of close family members. And I believe that it is something that force should look at in a critical way, Holness declared. He continued, we need to be able to identify those persons who are under severe stress and are at risk of such events. So, Commissioner, I'm repeating the call here. The force has to be far more proactive in this regard, and this should therefore be a part of your welfare department. Holness made the comments at the 76th Annual Joint Conference of the Jamaica Police Federation at Moon Palace Hotel in Ocho-Rios, St. Anne on Wednesday, May 29th. Increasingly, it was a day after Detective Corporal allegedly opted to kill his wife, 5-year-old Janet Hardy Lawrence, at their home at Jamaica Beach Tower in St. Mary, and I have 2 videos on those. That house that he refused to come out of was actually the woman's house that she built on her own in a previous relationship. That house legally is not his. Even though they're married, she probably put his name on his papers. Basically killed this woman for her own things. There are strong allegations by residents of the area that the marriage between two was in turmoil and both had separated but remained at the house occupying different sections. Things came to a tragic end on Tuesday as a policeman who in a voice note reportedly claimed that his wife continuously tormented him is believed to have shot her multiple times in the garage at 6:30 a.m. The police officer in a voice note stated he had reported his difficulties with Hardy Lawrence at police station but claimed he did not receive the assistance which he sought. And we won't go too much into that because I did 2 videos on that, and I feel like all of those reports that he did were actually premeditated, pre-planned, because he actually planned to kill his wife regardless of whether they were in turmoil or not. Whether the later statement meant that the cop intended to kill himself remains more speculation, as reports were that he was seen at the entrance of the house by law enforcers after the shooting and was detained. Among some other similar scenarios involving police personnel over the recent years was an incident on April 7, 2011, which a policeman, Corporal Wayne Lowen, who was attached to the accident reconstruction unit in Area 3, committed suicide after going to Berkshire and killing 4 members of his wife's family in 3 Hills, St. Mary. Luckily, his wife of 13 years, who was shot in the neck in the attack, survived the ordeal. Those who died from the attack were Lowen's 16-year-old stepdaughter, Jorgen Flynn, his mother-in-law, Rachel Brown, his father-in-law, Wadley Brown, and brother-in-law, John Thousand. It was reported that Corporal Lauren at the time had been transferred from St. Mary to Manchester, and his wife and stepdaughter went with him. However, both his wife and stepdaughter returned to St. Mary after the relationship reportedly soured. However, the cop, who colleagues had described him as being punctual and respectful, entered the family's 3 Hills St. Mary home through a back door and shot 5 occupants, killing 4 of them, then went to another set of but failed in attempts to get in. The killer cop then shot himself and succumbed to his injuries. Former police constable Mario Dixon, May 14, 2030, did not resort to a murder-suicide but instead shot dead his common-law wife, 36-year-old Janice Burrell, at his home in Ingletown, St. Mary. It had been reported that Burrell accused Dixon of cheating on her and indicated her intent to end the relationship. Dixon, during the argument, shot her twice, killing her on the spot. Weeks later, Dixon pleaded guilty to the lesser offense of manslaughter and was sentenced to 16 years in prison by Justice Marjorie Cole Smith, now retired. The judge noted that Dixon had shown signs of remorse, and based on a letter he wrote to the woman's family, in which he apologized for his action. Exactly a month later, another police constable, Lincoln McCoy, who was assigned to Buff Bay Criminal Investigation Branch office in Portland, shot and killed his 21-year-old cashier Jessica King in Milkbank in the parish. McCoy then made an unsuccessful attempt to kill himself at the scene at the Errol Finn Marina in Port Antonio approximately 5:45 p.m. on August 14. The two were taken to Port Antonio Hospital, where King was pronounced dead. McCoy's treatment and later airlifted to Kingston Public Hospital for further treatment. Indicom then charged McCoy with murder on April 13, 2016. He was convicted of murder after having given sworn testimony denying any involvement in King's death, including that he had shot himself. However, a statement that was read at the trial from a female eyewitness said that McCoy had a handgun in his right hand, which he pointed at the woman's face. Eyewitness said that King on her knees begging for her life from the constable. The eyewitnesses further said she got scared and started to run when she heard a gunshot and saw the man with the gun in his outstretched right hand, according to the statement. Judge Justice Lloyd Hibbert, now retired, sentenced the former constable to life imprisonment and ordered him to serve 25 years before being eligible for parole. And they go on and on and on about how many police suicide and murder suicide have taken place, and it's a very tragic trend. Okay, it seems to be that they feel like they have the authority to take their lives and take other people's life with them, and this needs to be something that's addressed in the force and addressed expeditiously, because if they don't, all we're going to see is more police officers killing their loved ones and killing themselves. And quite frankly, the JCF don't need any of that, and we definitely don't need any of that in our society. We have way too many problems to have to be focusing on the Jamaica Constabulary Force also, and the things that they're doing to themselves and their loved ones. That should never be an issue. We know that they're human beings, but they are held to a higher standard when you go and take up a job like a police officer. So comment what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Tell me what you guys think about this story. Do you think that this is a frightening trend? What do you think that they should implement and do to lessen these murder suicides and these suicides from happening in the JCF? Because it's getting to be too much. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.
Beat and teach.